Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and this is Express News. President Draupadi Murmu attended the National Human Rights Day celebrations in New Delhi on Wednesday. The event brought together government officials, diplomats, civil society members, human rights defenders and others. President Murmu said that India's ancient value of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning the world is one family, is reflected in the idea of universal human rights rooted in dignity, equality and justice. The President highlighted India's unopposed election to the UN Human Rights Council for a 3-year term beginning in 2026, marking the 7th time the country has secured a seat on the council. Deepavali has been inscribed on UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list on Wednesday at the 20th session in New Delhi's Red Fort in the presence of Culture Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat and global delegates. Amid chants of Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai, UNESCO inscribed Deepavali on its Intangible Cultural Heritage list. Minister Shekhawat hailed the moment. India now holds 16 elements on the list, including Kumbh Mela, Durga Puja, Garba and Yoga. Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomed the addition of Deepavali to the UNESCO's Intangible Heritage list. He said that it will contribute to the festival's global popularity. The spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs called it a joyous moment in a message posted on social media platform X. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar welcomed the development. He praised its profound cultural, religious and spiritual role in uniting people. The New Delhi airport has issued an advisory informing passengers that airport operations are running smoothly and on schedule across all its terminals. Flight arrivals and departures are proceeding as planned and that passengers can confidently continue with their travel plans. The Civil Aviation Ministry ordered Indigo to cut flights by 10% for stability. Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu met the Indigo CEO who confirmed that 100% refund for cancellations through 6 December are being completed along with faster baggage returns. 44 former Supreme Court and High Court judges condemned a motivated propaganda campaign against Chief Justice Suryakant over his remarks on Rohingyas, calling it factually distorted. The judges defended Chief Justice Suryakant. They said that the Rohingyas lack legal refugee status in India, which is not party to the 1951 UN Refugee Convention. They warned that misrepresenting constitutional questions as bias endangers judicial independence. In the lower house of Parliament on Wednesday, question hour preceded debates on electoral reform and special intensive revision, with the NDA accusing the opposition of EVM hypocrisy amid ruckus. The upper house marked 150 years of national song Vande Mataram with an ongoing discussion. The leader of the house, JP Nadu, will reply to the debate. Professionals and artisans from Tamil Nadu are in Varanasi to participate in the Kashi Tamil Sangamam 4.0, enriching the celebrations with traditional skills, craftsmanship and cultural exchanges. Iconic Doordarshan serial Rajani, which once became the voice of the common citizen, has made a powerful comeback with Rajani 2.0 on DD National. Speaking on the occasion, Prasar Bharati CEO Gaurav Dwivedi highlighted Doordarshan's commitment to meaningful, socially conscious programming. Following Microsoft's recent $17.5 billion AI and cloud investment in India, Amazon has pledged over $35 billion across its businesses by 2030, emphasizing AI-driven digitization, export expansion to $80 billion and 1 million new jobs. Amazon's investment plan is 2 times that of Microsoft's investment plan of $17.5 billion and close to 2.3 times that of Google's $15 billion investment plan by 2030. At the Amazon Sambhav Summit, Senior Vice President Emerging Markets Amit Agarwal announced plans to quadruple India's exports and generate 1 million new direct, indirect, induced and seasonal jobs by 2030. He noted Amazon's status as India's top foreign investor. In business news, Indian equity indices ended on a weak note on Wednesday, with Sensex down 275.01 points to close at 84,391.27. Nifty was down 81.65 points to close at 25,758. The Indian rupee closed 9 paise lower at 89.97 per dollar on Wednesday versus previous close of 89.88. Brent crude oil prices climbed to $62.07 per barrel on Wednesday amid expectations of Federal Reserve interest rate cuts boosting demand despite rising global supply. Global gold prices edged up to $4,207 per ounce on Wednesday, buoyed by anticipated Federal Reserve interest rate cuts despite robust labor market data. Global silver prices reached a record $60 per ounce on Wednesday, driven by industrial demand in solar energy and expected Federal Reserve interest rate cuts. Asian stock markets mostly declined on Wednesday, tracking a flat Wall Street session as investors awaited Federal Reserve policy signals amid year-end uncertainties. European stock markets dipped slightly, with the Euro Stoxx 50 falling 0.1% to 5,711 points as investors awaited the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. Britain's Financial Reporting Council has launched an investigation into the conduct of 2 members of Ernst Young relating to the unauthorized issuance of auditors' reports to audited entities, the watchdog said on Wednesday. Paramount Global, as per reports, is privately weighing on increasing its $108.4 billion hostile bid for Warner Bros. Discovery or adding regulatory sweeteners to counter Netflix's $82.7 billion offer. 500,000 evacuees in Cambodia and Thailand sought refuge in pagodas and schools after renewed border clashes, with US President Trump vowing to intervene in the century-old dispute. At least 11 people, including Thai soldiers and Cambodian civilians, have been killed in the latest fighting, while more than 500,000 have fled border regions where jets, tanks and drones were waging a battle. Thailand and Cambodia on Wednesday traded accusations of civilian attacks and amid border clashes as President Trump announced that he would personally call leaders to restore his July brokered ceasefire. Russia says its armed forces have taken control over 1 more settlement in the Dnipropetrovsk region, while Ukraine on the same day reported repelling attacks from the Russian side. The Russian Ministry of Defense said that its forces had gained full control over the settlement of Ostapovskoye in the Dnipropetrovsk region. Russian forces announced on Tuesday that they struck Ukraine's military-industrial sites, energy and transport infrastructure supporting troops, and long-range drone launch facilities. The Secretary of Russia's Security Council, Sergei Shoigu, on Wednesday said that Russia is waiting for a response from the US on its proposals for the New START nuclear arms control treaty. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has offered to voluntarily uphold the limits of the treaty, which expires in February, provided the US does the same. Ukraine's President Zelensky unveiled a revised 20-point peace plan developed with the UK, French and German leaders, ready for US review, adding that Russia's territorial demands remain the main hurdle. In the latest, the Kremlin has endorsed US President Trump's recent Ukraine remarks, predicting Moscow's inevitable victory in the nearly 4-year conflict and Kyiv's need to relinquish territory as fully aligning with Russia's position. Australia's social media ban for children under 16 years of age has become effective from Wednesday. 10 major social media platforms have been told to comply with the ban or face penalty of up to $33 million. Students in the Czech Republic protested in Prague as President Petr Pavel appointed the billionaire leader of the populist ANO party, Andrej Babiš, as Prime Minister. In a shooting incident at Kentucky State University in the US, one person lost his life while another was critically injured. According to police reports, the suspected assailant was taken into custody. French lawmakers narrowly approved the 2026 Social Security budget, handing Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu a crucial victory but at enormous political cost that could still threaten his fragile government. Responding to US President Trump's comments on a hefty fine on Elon Musk's company, Germany's Chancellor Friedrich Merz said that foreign companies, including those from the US, must obey German and EU rules when they operate there. Honduras' President Xiomara Castro is said to denounce an electoral coup in the recently held presidential elections to the UN. The 30th November election was held peacefully, but the results were marred by technical failures, fraud allegations and password security breach. South Korean officials raided the headquarters of Coupang in Seoul after the e-commerce firm suffered its worst data breach in years, resulting in the leak of personal data of nearly 33 million customers. Chile is set for the second round of voting scheduled on 14 December, which will decide Chile's next president for 4 years. Candidates Jeanette Jara and Jose Antonio Caz are set to face each other in a tough competition. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro has thanked the demonstrators in Oslo, Norway, who marched in support of peace and against a war over Venezuela's oil. Time for a short break. Keep watching DD India.
This week on Defence Dynamics, India's battlefield gets a boost with new indigenous unmanned ground vehicles for mine warfare and frontline support. In geopolitics, we decode Asia's most volatile triangle, China, Japan and Taiwan, and why it matters now more than ever. We also ask the central question, shaping Asia's future. What does China really want? And in My Take, we look at Asim Munir's elevation as Pakistan's Chief of Defence Forces and his regional fallout. Catch it all on Defence Dynamics this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and you're watching Express News on DD India. The Snoqualmie River in the U.S. state of Washington caused major flooding with homes inundated and submerged farms and roads. No loss of life was reported though. At least 2 people were killed and 4 injured when floods swept through Iraq's Kurdistan region. The Kurdistan regional government urged citizens to avoid low-lying areas and exercise caution amid forecasts of additional rain. The Irish coastal village of Blackrock, north of Dublin in Ireland, cleaned up after high tide during Storm Bram bashed the region, flooding the main street and damaging buildings and cars. An orange alert had been issued a day earlier across numerous counties. The European Union agreed on a legally binding climate target to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 90% by 2040 against 1990 levels and buy foreign carbon credits to cover 5% of the emissions cuts. The 90% target will require an 85% emissions cut from European industries and let them pay foreign countries to cut emissions on Europe's behalf to make up for the rest 5% from 2036 onwards. Countries including Poland, Slovakia and Hungary had opposed deeper CO2 cuts as too strenuous for industries struggling with high energy costs, cheaper Chinese imports and US tariffs. Iraq's Lake Najaf or Bahr al-Najaf is deteriorating, reflecting a broader pattern of water scarcity driven by upstream damming, climate change and reduced rainfall. The lake is a major source of salt production in the country. Brazil moved closer towards changing its constitution to limit indigenous peoples' rights over ancestral lands amid difference of opinion. The amendment was approved by 52 votes in favor and 15 against. At least 19 people were killed and 16 injured by the collapse of two buildings in Morocco's Fez city early on Wednesday, according to the state news agency. A magnitude 5.8 earthquake struck northern Colombia on Wednesday, the European Mediterranean Seismological Center said, adding that the quake was at a depth of 157 kilometers. A Paris raffle is offering Picasso's 1941 painting for €100. Part of the proceeds will go to the owner and gallery, while most of the funds will support Alzheimer's research. The winner will be announced in April. In Argentina's Clorinda city, a hairdresser has prepared statues for the Day of the Virgin of Cacupe. He and his team washed, dyed and styled real human hair donated by worshippers. Devotees will join nighttime processions through the streets. The Nobel Prize Museum in Stockholm is showcasing an exhibition titled "These Things Change the World." It features more than 250 artifacts donated by Nobel laureates. The Imperial Citadel of Tang Long's night tour is emerging as a key attraction. It combines centuries-old heritage with modern projection technology. The experience offers a vivid way to explore the site's history. A new Hong Kong exhibition features over 40 artworks by artists with special needs from the Hong Chi Association. The pieces include sculptures, ceramics, paintings and digital art. Bethlehem has lit a giant Christmas tree for the first time since 2022. Thousands gathered in Manger Square to witness the 20-meter tree. The city, birthplace of Jesus, is a major Christian pilgrimage site. Haitian compas, also called compa, is a popular national music. It's celebrated across Haiti and its global diaspora. The genre represents Haiti's culture abroad. UNESCO is set to add it to the intangible cultural heritage list. Venezuela's joropo, a traditional music and dance genre, has been recognized by UNESCO. It blends instruments such as harp, cuatro, maracas, bandola and violin. The genre is now declared intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thousands of pilgrims walked near the Popocatépetl volcano towards Mexico City's Basilica of Guadalupe. They carried images of the Virgin to be blessed in fulfillment of vows. A vast AI campus, a quarter the size of Paris, is emerging in Abu Dhabi's desert. The project is led by Emirati AI giant G42 and its subsidiary Khazna Data Centers. Vietnam's Con Dao National Park on Vietnam's green list has released over 436,000 sea turtle hatchlings. Young volunteers known as turtle midwives guide them to the ocean. A chef in Turkey created detailed sculptures from chocolate. His creations include a gramophone, piano and horse-drawn carriage. His work has won international awards and global recognition. Winners of the Create in India Challenge will perform at the 15th National Street Food Festival in New Delhi. The three-day event begins this Friday and brings together flavors from across the country. A rare green bird known locally as the harihal has created curiosity in Rajasthan's Ajmer. The bird was spotted perched on a peepal tree, drawing attention from locals. Residents have been gathering to catch a glimpse of the rare, beautiful sight. Thousands of devotees thronged the Shri Jagannath temple to offer prayers on Wednesday. The temple witnessed a vibrant and devotional atmosphere. Faithful from nearby areas joined in the religious rituals. First look images from the thriller series 56 Days starring Dove Cameron and Avan Jogia out. All 8 episodes will release on OTT platform on 18th February. The Golden soundtrack from the animated film K-pop Demon Hunters has been nominated for Best Original Song at the 83rd Golden Globe Awards. Famous Panchayat series actor Jitendra Kumar teams up with newcomer Mehwash for the romantic comedy Tedi Hai Par Meri Hai, presented by Remo D'Souza. The project is set to go on floors soon. The much-awaited Telugu action drama film Akhanda 2 starring Nandamuri Balakrishna will now release on 12 December. The makers confirmed the new date on Tuesday. Season 2 of historical drama Freedom at Midnight returns to OTT on 9 January, revisiting India's pivotal post-independence months. Indian actor Tamanna Bhatia will star opposite Siddhant Chaturvedi in the upcoming biographical drama on iconic filmmaker V. Shantaram, tracing his evolution from silent films to color cinema. Hindi film Tere Ishq Mein stays strong into its second week with discounted tickets giving collections a push. Weekend shows saw a steady rise, taking the total box office to 102.7 crore rupees. Hindi cinema star Akshay Khanna after Dhurandhar will make his Telugu debut in Mahakali. He plays Shukracharya, the powerful guru of the Asuras. Singer Sonu Nigam will launch his Deewana Tera tour in Guwahati on 14 December. It will mark his first ever solo live concert in the city. The makers of Vadh 2 have unveiled new posters featuring Sanjay Mishra and Neena Gupta in intense avatars. The film will hit the theatres on 6th February. In sports news, India's men's cricket team started their T20I series campaign against South Africa with a clinical win in the first T20I to go 1-0 up in the 5-match T20 series. Hardik Pandya delivered an all-round performance, smashing an unbeaten 59 and taking a wicket to set up a 101-run victory in Cuttack. Jasprit Bumrah marked his return with a landmark performance, becoming the first Indian and only the fifth ever player to register at least 100 wickets in all 3 formats. The Indian women's squad for the home 5-match T20I series against Sri Lanka was announced on Tuesday, with 2 promising youngsters receiving their maiden senior team call-up. Australia's regular captain Pat Cummins was named in the squad on Wednesday for the 3rd Ashes Test against England after recovering from injury. Josh Hazlewood was absent from the squad after being ruled out of the remainder of the series because of Achilles and hamstring injuries. The Indian junior women's hockey team beat Uruguay 3-1 in shootout after an intense 1-all draw in their 9-12 qualification match in Santiago. Liverpool brushed off the absence of Mohamed Salah with a 1-0 Champions League victory over Inter Milan in San Siro. Bayern Munich came from behind to beat Portuguese visitor Sporting Lisbon 3-1 in the Champions League on Tuesday and stay on course for a top 8 finish in the league phase. A mouth-watering clash awaits the Spanish capital as Real Madrid hosts European giants Manchester City in the UEFA Champions League group stage encounter. Wednesday's clash will be the 13th meeting between the clubs in the past decade, a rivalry that has intensified as Real and City combine to claim 3 of the last 4 Champions League titles. Lionel Messi won his second consecutive Major League Soccer Most Valuable Player award on Tuesday after sparking Inter Miami to the MLS title and leading the league in goals. Jules Koundé's brace helped Barcelona edge past Eintracht Frankfurt 2-1 in the Champions League at Camp Nou, marking a much-needed win for the Catalan side. Magnus Carlsen will secure the 2025 Freestyle Chess Grand Slam Tour title by reaching the semi-finals. Carlsen led the overall tour standings, hence he needed to secure a 4th place finish to bag overall victory. Finland's Valtteri Bottas have officially begun his journey with the Cadillac Formula One team as preparations for the 2026 debut intensify. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.